This afternoon's meeting of the Environment and Licensing Committee. I'd like to say welcome to Councillor Meads. First of all, may I have apologies for absences and substitutions? Councillor Ellis.
Thank you, Chair. Apologies from Councillor Scroggy.
Thank you. Item 2 is to approve as a correct record the minutes of the meeting held on 8th July 2025. Can I have a proposer? Councillor Wilkinson. Seconder, Councillor Palin. It's 4. Abstentions? And there's none against. Thank you. Item 3. Are there any declarations of interest? There are not. Item 4 is the proposed taxi licensing fees for 2025-26. This report will be presented by James Goodall, who's the Principal Financial Business Partner. Over to you, James.
Thank you, Chair. So this report seeks approval of the fees for the taxi, operator and vehicle licences for 25-26, as set out in Appendix 1, with these to come into effect from the 1st of October 2025. So in summary, it is proposed to increase the driver's licence fees by 5%, the vehicle licence fees by 5%, and have no increase on the operator's licence fees. So the 5% increase on the driver's and vehicle licences takes into account the 3-year financial position. It also reflects some increased costs, such as the pay award, which we know has now been agreed. It also aims to recover a small amount of the accumulated deficits that we've had on the accounts. It's also worth noting that we've seen a fall in the number of vehicle licences that have been issued. So, for example, in 24-25, there was 1,377 licences issued. However, in the previous year, we had 100 more, at 1,477. So, and this trend has also been continuing in the first quarter of 25-26. What we're also looking to do is write off 50% of the driver's licence deficit that we've had carried forward. So we've had this carried forward for quite a few years, and we don't think it's fair and equitable to recover the full amount of that deficit. So therefore, we're looking to write off 28,100, which is 50% of what's been carried forward. What's also helped with the fees is, obviously, we set them a bit later this financial year. What that's meant is we've had more data available. So we've had the full 24-25 financial year, but also the first quarter of 25-26. So it's meant that we can make more of an informed decision rather than having, estimates and projections, which has helped. Thank you. And are there any questions?
Councillor Wilkinson, please.
Thank you, Chair. Do we know the reason for the reduction in vehicle licence numbers? Anything been picked up on trends or anything?
No, I don't know of anything. We do know there's been an influx of, I think Wolverhampton might have tightened up some of their policies, and according to the City Council, that has caused an influx of drivers to the city. Whether some of ours are going over there, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not aware of anything in particular. I don't know whether you are, Kevin.
No, it's difficult to predict. There's going to be some natural wastage, so some people are going to want to move on to other things or retire, but there's new drivers coming on all the time. There are sort of trends across the region. The licensing regime at the moment doesn't pin people down to any particular area if they're going to do certain types of taxi work. So I think people just migrate around, and this time next year we could be sitting here saying the numbers have gone up. So it's a good question to ask, but it's a difficult one to answer.
Councillor Smith.
Yeah, and I think we're all assuming that a number have gone to Wolverhampton, haven't they? Sorry, and a follow-up to that one. We've got less taxi drivers. will there be an associated reduction in our staffing required to service the current batch of taxi drivers and hence a cost saving from there?
I can't really comment on the Wolverhampton thing. It's difficult to say. We have got some contacts there. We do get anecdotal evidence. On the other question, there's no plans to review anything at the moment. There is a reduction, but we have seen an increase in other areas of work in the licensing area relating to pavement cafe licences and more of a burden for us to do extra enforcement work. So it's always up for review, but it feels at the moment there is an increase in work in other areas, which is being compounded by the work that we're doing on licensing.
Thank you, Kevin. Any further questions? No? May I have a proposer then, please, to move the recommendation? Councillor Rachel Ellis and a seconder, Councillor Palin, those four. That's carried. Thank you very much. Moving on. Item 5. There are no other items the Chair considers urgent. Item 6 is the exclusion of the press and public. So I move that under section 100A(4) of the Local Government Act 1972, the public and press be excluded from the meeting during consideration of the ensuing report on the grounds that the report involves the likely disclosure of exempt information as defined in paragraph 7 of part 1 of schedule 12A of the Local Government Act. May I have a seconder, please? Councillor Towsey Hinton. Those four. That's unanimous. Thank you.